Alright. Let me crack open just before I get started. Killer brew. There we go. Tasty. On. Okay. 3, 2, 1. It's showtime! Hey everybody, this is Rock Queens, everyone coming at you live from my headquarters in Rocklahoma. How's it going? It's Thursday, and I hope I thunderstrike you with a lot of conversations, a lot of mind-bending conversations, and facts and figures, and I want you guys to get away from the white noise of Facebook, Twitter, Reddit. You're on here, but come on, guys. Let's chat it up. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. And believe me, this wasn't planned to be outside, but I was working my tail off with my stream. You know, it always happens with me. But I hope you guys are having a positive day. I hope you guys are enjoying life. I hope life's not dragging you down. For those that don't know me, I'm Rocket Queen 71. Hey, come on, what's up? Welcome to my stream. How's it going? Where are you from? Inquiring minds want to know. So for those that don't know me, I'm Rock Queen 71, coming at you live from my headquarters in Rocklahoma, USA, the greatest country in the world. My story, I'll give you a little bit of my story. I'm a recovering crack and heroin addict since 2004, alcohol since 2011, and my purpose is to stream my experience, strength, and hope with you guys. So you too, if you're struggling with drugs and alcohol, mental illness like depression, anxiety, panic attacks, you know, this is a place where it's safe. You can talk about anything. It's all about uplifting others, helping each other, giving back to the community. You know what? My slogan is, let's create a wildfire of change to diminish the darkness in the world. I know we're not going to get all of the darkness in the world, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. Because I'm telling you guys, the world's getting darker and darker and darker and darker. Yep. You don't know what to believe anymore. Look at what's happening with the censorship in England and Australia. Now it's happening here, people. You gotta stand up. You gotta fight for what's right. You know, they're, you know, we haven't seen the worst of it, guys. And oh, by the way, I want to send my thoughts and prayers to the family of Officer Islam. He was the NYPD officer that was shot and killed the other day, among with 4 other people. Um, I saw the funeral on YouTube, even though I'm in Oklahoma. News from New Jersey and New York, because that's my old stomping grounds, affect me. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. I love to learn about other cultures. That's just me. And I found out that Officer Islam's funeral was being televised. And I just sat there in reverence, you know. And Officer Islam's, funeral was at a mosque, and they did the, what officers do when they pass away to honor them, and it was quite interesting. And I did, share a lot on the stream. I think it was wonderful to see all races, religions, creeds, nationalities come together in blue to honor a fallen brother who was Officer Islam. And he came from Bangladesh for a better life. For himself and for his family, and he decided to become a New York police officer. He was only on the force for 4 years. His brother-in-law is also on the New York police force, and it's just interesting, and yeah. So, and it rained. It rained in New York when all the officers were lining up, when his coffin, his casket, was being placed in a hearse, and in the back was his wife and 2 sons and his father and other family members, and they were being drenched. And I said on the stream, New York City's crying. So I thought it was meaningful. Now, if it rains on your wedding day, that might be a problem. If you're superstitious, that is. So, like I said, I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm feeling pretty good. My back pain is at a terrible level. I want to do the stream in my studio, in the wildfire. But I had too much going on, and I said, I want to stream. I almost tripped out of the back door. I'm like, I gotta get out there. I had to stream. I had to set this up. Oh. So, here we are, guys. Just by you being here is enough. And I truly mean that, guys. I truly mean that. I do have things planned. And actually, I'm getting a little help on certain things and stuff. So it's hot here. It's like 84 degrees still. Where I'm at, the humidity is like, oh my God. Every time you step out, it's like you're dripping in sweat within seconds. And here comes Pawnee. Yeah, hi. You want to sit on my lap? And don't knock over my monster. Also, guys, I do have a post on my community page here on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, and it's a fun thing, guys. It's a real fun thing. My husband says, why would you put something like that on YouTube? Well, it's for fun, guys. It's for fun. If you read my reply to my husband, okay? So, if you go to my community post, it's a fun thing for the community. Take your best shot at me, guys. It's all fun. You know, I have a twisted sense of humor. You know, some people commented already. Oh, wait, look at this. You see her? Look. Look. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi. Hi there. What are you doing? Life is good, guys. Life is pretty darn good. You know, especially when I'm not in hardly any pain. You know, yeah, that's what it's all about. You know, I haven't had panic attacks at all. I haven't called the EMTs to rush me to OSU. Life is good. You know, I just hate a lot of times when I have real good days and all of a sudden, bam! My whole back is out. I'm in pain. I'm like almost going through panic attacks. You know, and all that stuff. It's all craziness and insanity when it happens. You know, it's like having manic depression. You know, but yeah, look at her. Just look at her. Pawnee's having her time. You have anything to say, Pawnee? Pawnee. You're clean enough, Pawnee. You're clean enough. You got it. Nope. Oh, I think you missed the spot. Yeah, you got it. All right. So now, do you have anything to say? No, you don't. All right. Yeah. So. Did that taste good, Pawnee? She's looking at me like, huh? Of course it did. So, the sun's about to go down. You know what? Oh, the other day I went to the doctor. I had to go to the doctor to get my medication filled. I couldn't see my regular primary care doctor or anything. But everything's okay. Everything's all right. Clean bill of health. My blood pressure was, well, a little low, but I think it was normal. You know what? You know, and life is good. And you really can't take your health for granted. You know, and believe me, even when I got myself clean and sober, I took my health for granted. You know, and look at me now. I'm not like, you know, like all scared. That's what happens sometimes when you're sober. When you get yourself sober. I'm healthy. I'm healthy. well, I could lose a few pounds. In fact, I did lose 2 pounds. Hey! Oh, here's a... Look. There's a... I don't know if you... Hey! Lunar! You're on Rocket's camera! Woo! And there's... Fawny. Oh, no, we can't do it like that. But, so, I feel like I've been productive today. I got a lot done. Yeah, I was frustrated, and I was screaming at the walls and the cats. You know, that's what happens. You know, streaming is like that, right, guys? You know, I still have fun with it. You know, and like I said, the only reason why I stream, I feel like I have a platform to help others. That's all. You know, I'm nobody special, okay? I'm no better than anybody else in this world, you know? And, I'm just grateful that I'm not 6 feet under. That's always a plus, right? Every day I'm grateful. Every day. And if I was still using, which I doubt because I would have been dead, I wouldn't be here in Oklahoma. And I wouldn't be married to the best husband in the world. The gift of recovery keeps giving back to me because I give back to others. You know? Lately, I haven't been streaming because, you know, I've been having problems with my back and, you know, depression, anxiety, you know, but today is a good day. I had a lot of wins today, a lot of wins. So, like I said, I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for dropping by. Just by you being here is enough. Yes, just by you being here is enough. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So. Oh, another news. Yeah, I should talked about this earlier. You know, let me get a sip of Killer Brew, Java Monster. It's the only rocket fuel for this rock queen. Hell yeah! Alright, so a lot's been going on. I'm not talking about, you know, like what's going on with, you know, the world with the censorship and with AI and all this stuff. Last week was a horrible week. And I bet you it was a horrible week for you too. Because 3 icons passed away in 1 week. And it was a shock with all of them. And who I'm talking about? I'm talking about Malcolm Jamal Warner from the Cosby Show. I'm talking about Ozzy! the Prince of Darkness. And then Hulk Hogan. And there was rumors about Hulk Hogan being on his deathbed, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. But then, hey, woo! What? Oh, hi. Hello. This is Lunar. You want to join the conversation? I guess he does. Don't ruin my shirt. He's a little baby. He's a little baby. He, you know, I can't have him on my shoulder. What are you doing? I don't want to get out. No, I don't want to smell your butt. God. I love you. Yeah. Lunar's very needy. Cheers, guys. Killer Brew, Java Monster. It's the only rocket full for this rock queen. Hell yeah. Alright. No, I don't want to stop. You're gonna ruin my shirt too. What? Oh man, I'm down here. No, you can sit on my lap. You can sit on, no, you can't. Oh my God, here we go again. No, I don't want to. Lunar. He's like a little baby, right? He's a very affectionate cat. He really is. You know, and no, alright, get off. I don't care where you go. I'm sorry, Lunar. I feel like I'm a tree, like, you know, one of those cat trees. Anybody want a cat tree for rental? I'm available. No. Yeah, that's a good spot. I feel like I'm getting. The bugs are terrible. You know. We have like one of those AI or, you know, electronic bug zappers. Not the old-fashioned kind. Have you ever seen those in some people's yards and stuff? They would turn on it was like a bird cage. It was all wire and stuff, and all of a sudden, you know, if a moth or a mosquito touched the wires, it was sparks and everything. I don't know if they sell them anymore. Yeah. I thought he did already. I thought Ren did release Vincent Sale like, what, a week or two ago? I only watched like maybe half of that video because I was like, what? And everybody, like, some streamers like, what's up with Ren? Yeah, I haven't watched it. I was too busy, you know, with production stuff. Wow, everybody's coming my way here. Look, no, don't. You're gonna get sick. You're gonna get sick. There's Lunar. By you doing what you did, it feels like it's more open. We do need to get tiki torches or something. And I would like to get that fire pit back here again. What are you doing? No, you're gonna get sick. You're gonna get sick. And you're gonna get your head stuck in there, and then we have to get you to the vet. But look at this. Yeah. Well, don't be sneezing snot on me, Lunar. Don't have a sneezing fit and throw snot on my clothes. Anyway, but so tell me, guys, what did you do today? Did you do anything special for yourself? Did you do any... Oh my God, it's right in my eyes. Move! Oh my... I hate anything that is near my eyes. Because when I was little, my mother and... See, here we go again. When I was little, back in Jersey, we used to go to Cape May a lot, in Wildwood, Seaside Heights. But on this vacation we stayed at, yeah, I know. How about that? I met him in Asbury Park a long time ago, back in the 90s. It's a shame what happened to him. I'm not a wrestling fan. Oh, no, I'm not. Nope. Not a wrestling fan. But I know a whole hell of a lot about him. Yep. R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. I saw him a lot at the Brendan Byrne Arena in the Meadowlands back in the 80s. I know. When I got this on, bam, bam. When I changed my shirt, you know, my husband came in and stuff, and I said, I look like Bam Bam Bigelow. I could be his sister, right? Yeah. I knew a guy, actually my son had a friend, what was his name? He always, like, what was his name? I can see him. He went, do you know about Chikara Pro? Yeah, mine too. Mine too. But I'm not a wrestling fan. It's a running joke, okay? If you were a regular on my stream, you would know. Yeah. Why can't I? Oh my God. But my friends, Sean, my son's friend, wore this shirt every time he went to a Chikara Pro show. Funny Channel, what's up? You have any jokes to tell me? Yeah. And, you know, oh my God. R.I.P. Paul Bearer. Do you know about Chikara Pro? Oh, here, all right, we got a joke from the Funny Channel. Let's see. What did the clock say to the 49-inch TV? You're short 6 inches. I 49. Was I right? My husband does a lot of dad jokes. I get him like those buttons from... Well, so are you! But I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm not a wrestling fan. But I had a lot of... I'm going to tell you, I had a lot of friends that are wrestlers and that were, and that they are in AEW and WWE. No joke. Damn! Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. Did he, like, run up when somebody was in the corner? Did he, like, earthquake? No, that's, no. Headbutt. Skull crusher? Wait, hold on. All right, Funny Channel, I'm on you. Clothesline. Oh, all right. Hold on, Funny. All right. So the clock said at, oh shoot, I can't see. All right. The clock said at least I can count over 9. The punchline is that TVs have like nine numbers, buttons, not including 0. That's, yeah. You're right on that. Yeah. Hello, Dexter. What's up? Welcome to my channel. Happy to have you here. Rocktastic. How's life going for you? I hope life's not dragging you down. Life is still good, guys. Life is still good. Yes, I know, Dexter. I recognize you. I have a memory like an elephant. I have a photographic memory. Was it a version of the pile driver? Oh, jackhammer? I don't know. I really don't know. The jackhammer or yeah, I don't know. What do I dream of? Going to New Zealand where my grandmother was born. What do you dream about? And keep it clean, please. That's That's right, I'm not wrestling. I told you. I told you. I told you. I actually kissed Hulk Hogan way back when in the 80s at the Brendan Byrne Arena in the Meadowlands. He was actually outside the Brendan Byrne Arena, just hanging out and stuff. And me, I had like my programs, in my magazines, and I said, "Can I have your autograph? And oh, can I have a kiss too, please?" And he actually kissed me, and we hung out together and laughed. Yeah. You're in WCW? What? Or you're into WCW? Yeah, NYO with Sean Waltman, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Diesel, my boy. But I'm not a wrestling fan, I told you. That's what I heard, wink, wink. Oh, have a couple glasses for me. You'll be my designated drinker for tonight. But please do not drink and drive. Andre the Giant. My mother and I were friends with Dick Worley. You know who Dick Worley was? Dick Worley was the referee back in the 80s, one of the referees. And my mother and I became friends with him because he used to travel around to these high schools when they did the wrestling shows and all that stuff. Nice guy. He, we always talked and he told us stories about Andre the Giant and even Hulk Hogan. He hated Hulk Hogan. He said he wasn't a good wrestler at all. He sucked. Because he said the only good move he had was the leg drop and he would always go like, and he told us a story about Andre the Giant where, he would have dinners in the summertime, for all the wrestlers and whatever. And Andre the Giant could drink. And he could eat. By the time, everybody was coming to the table, he would have a salad bowl like this and just eat it all up and leave nothing for nobody. Awesome that you're sharing that Streamlabs. Yes. The only reason I stream and stuff is I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic. I've been off crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011, and I feel like I have a platform to help others struggling with addiction and mental illness. So if you are struggling, I will help you in any way I can. I'm reaching my hand out to you guys. Grab my hand if you need it. We'll take the journey together. No, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. My in-laws smoke pot in front of me sometimes. That doesn't bother me because it wasn't really my thing. You're a hell of a looking thing. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. How you doing, Charles? Thank you. Every time people compliment me on, my achievement of getting myself clean and sober, I'm very humbled by it. How you doing, Vincent? Good luck? I don't need luck. I have skill. Wink, wink. No, I have people coming on here, smoking, weed or what. It doesn't bother me, but if you're acting like a real asshole, then you're out of here, buddy. You know what I mean? Wait, these flies, oh my God. Because most aren't able to do that. It took me a long time to get myself clean and sober. I should have been dead years ago. Years ago. Okay? I was doing it for everybody else. I was doing it for my mom. I was doing it for my kids. I was doing it for the courts. I was doing it for probation. But once I did it for myself, it clicked. Awesome! Maybe you and I can collab together. Yeah? Maybe? Did you not think you deserved it at all? First? I thought I was worthless. I had no self-respect. I had no respect for anybody else. I only hung around people that maybe they had something for me. Birds of a feather flock together. God, this freaking fly. Excuse me. Even with my grandparents, I stole stuff from them. Okay? I didn't care. And yeah, I felt, guilty and ashamed and all that. And when I felt like that, it's a vicious cycle. I went through some dark times. But if I did go through those dark times, I wouldn't be the woman I am today. Thank you. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. I lost my kids because of my addiction. I still had a relationship with my kids. I tried to do the right thing, have every right intentions to actually be in their lives more and whatever, but, I always took that left turn somewhere else, My daughter was adopted out of the family. I do not have a relationship with her today. She shut the door on me because she called me toxic, and that's a long story in itself. But I pray every day that I hope that I get reunited with her. Cool! Awesome! Yeah. But if they don't, they can see the VOD. Believe me, I know I've had an impact on YouTube. I share my experience, strength, and hope with other channels. I do give back to other channels too. I call it a Q-bomb, like BAM! And I have to do that on my channel and stuff, but I used to have it on Twitch. And Mixer, actually. So I had to still do certain things on my channel. Rome wasn't built in a day. And yeah, I'll get notifications on YouTube or whatever, or I'll go back to listen to that song or whatever, and I'll get like 100 likes and a lot of replies to my comment. Especially like when Coolio died. Awesome. I don't think I can. And I'll tell you why. I break the rules. Me break the rules? No. I'm an angel. I'm an angel with devil's horns. But congrats on that. That's an achievement. With me, if I get monetized, I'm gonna lose every video on my channel. Do you know why? I don't think you are at all. What, an angel with devil's horns? Oh, you don't know me, buddy. No, I have copyright stuff on my. If you look, you'll see. And I'm really afraid if I do get monetized that my whole channel is gonna get warped to the Twilight Zone. And I talked to people about it. I'm trying to get. I do have 2 songs that were given to me. Well, not given to me, but they said I could use their songs. And the band is Prison. Check them out. Check them out. Prison. I'm the lifer of Prison, let me tell you. Yeah. And even... don't even... I'm going to tell you something. Oh my God, what in the freak, oh my... This one fly, it keeps going in my eye. And I can't have anything near my eyes. Because I go through like post-traumatic stress disorder. Because when I was in Jersey when I was little, my mom and my grandmother and I would go to the shore, Jersey Shore, like Cape May. And we went to Cape May Point, and it was really windy that day, and all of a sudden my eye was hurting. So we went to the hotel, back to the hotel, to the Colonial, nice hotel, by the way, and I couldn't eat dinner or anything, so my grandma told my mom, well, take it to the emergency room. You know what happened? I had a thorn this big. That big, in back of my eye. I go to Wildwood often and, sorry. What's up, Jamie? Nice to see you there, buddy. How's life? Missed you, buddy. Jamie, this is Hiley. Hiley, this is Jamie. We have funny channel on here. We might have my husband hiding out. I used to be in a band too and stuff, and my band used to play in Wildwood. Like Big Peckers and all that crap. I had stories with that too. Busy working like a dog. You should check out, Jamie, the song Working Class Dog by Rick Springfield. See, what is this with the... God. Who is my favorite? I'm not a wrestling fan. Why do you keep asking me that? I'll tell you something. If you check out some of my videos, you might find out. But I'm not a wrestling fan. Brother. It was a shock about Hulk Hogan, okay? I was in tears. You know, I mean, that Bubba Love Sponge, whatever that jerk's name is, you know, so, oh, he's on his deathbed, oh, and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then, 3 days later, you know, Hulk Hogan dies. I used to watch Hulk Hogan's rock and wrestling cartoons on Saturday morning, and I used to have, I had the tape, the album, you know, like I'm a Real American, and Roddy Piper was on it singing. Yep. Good memories. I'm friends with Sergeant Slaughter. You better be listening. You better be listening, but I'm not a wrestling fan. What the hell? All these freaking... Oh my... Sorry, excuse me. I remember when he fought the Giant in the Moment truck match on the roof. That was before WrestleMania 3, right? Yeah. The last time I went to a WWE, the last time I went to a WWE match, it was so-called WWF. And I told Sergeant this on Twitter and stuff. Okay? You better be listening! Alright? The last time I went, oh no, he changed the world of wrestling. Oh yeah, he was bigger than a rock star. He changed everything. You know, he's definitely a legend. But back to what I was saying, but I'm not a wrestling fan. Even though I went to the Bren Burn Arena to see Sergeant Slaughter versus Kamala. And you know what I did? My mom got 2 tickets to the Bren Burn Arena, good seats. You know what I did? I went to the Army Navy store in Morristown, New Jersey. Got myself fatigues, got myself a hat, got myself aviator glasses, got myself dog tags, and I even made a poster. Yes, a poster of Sergeant Slaughter and Kamala. And do you know what happened with that match? It was a death match. It was a death match. So guess what happened? Sergeant Slaughter and Kamala were disqualified. And then all of a sudden, you heard the announcer, well, it's intermission time. If you want to see Sergeant Slaughter and Kamala go face to face again with another death match, tickets are at the sales booth. And me and my mom looked at each other and we're like, nope. And that was the last time I went to a WWE match. WF match. Yep. And I even told, oh my God, hold on. Hold on. I told this to Sergeant Slaughter. He laughed. And R.I.P. Kamala. Yeah. We didn't get, that was, and after that match, how old was I? It was in 1985. Brennan Arena. And back then still, they had territories. WWF only had like the New York tri-state area. And they used to be on Channel 9, WWOR. Oh, okay. Were you a wrestling fan back then? Well, congrats! You're getting up there. But I'm 21. I'm 21. 21 forever, baby. 21 forever. I'm 21 with 33 years experience. $21 forever, baby. Right, Pawnee? Pawnee, I'm talking to you. Pawnee. After that match, and we used to get the WWF magazine and everything, okay? You know, and I remember like Rick Martel with Sherry Martel with oh God, with Tony Atlas, with Roddy Piper on the cover and stuff, Undertaker. But anyway, after that match, guess what I did? I looked through the magazine to see how I can write Vince McMahon. And I wrote him. I said, oh, this is fake, and whatever I wrote, right? You know, and I sent it to him. And there was a time, like, when I was first on Twitter or whatever, I said, you still have to reply to my letter, Vince. You know, he never answered me, but, you know, like, I'm still waiting. Yep. And for Halloween, did anyone else say to you, Bam Bam Bigelow, with that shirt? No. Well, my husband's not a wrestling fan, so he, you know, he didn't know who he is. I'm trying to think of my son's friend's name. I can see him so clearly. And he was from Cleveland, Ohio, around that area and stuff. I'll think, when I go to bed, I'll say, oh, that's the kid's name. It always happens like that. Yeah, well, this is how I see it. Check out Chikara Pro. It's a defunct indie company now because of the Me Too movement. Anyway, but check out, they still have videos online. Check them out. They were one of the best indie companies in the business. Not ROH. Okay? A lot of people say, oh no, ROH. No, Chikara. Chikara Pro. And a lot of wrestlers that are friends of mine, by the way, but I'm not a wrestling fan, like Claudio Castagnoli was in WWE. Okay? Adam Cole, AEW now, I think. Eddie Kingston, my boy, okay? I'm telling you, my boy. He was going to go to WWE, but he told the trainers, I don't do scripts. I don't do scripts very well because he has like manic depression and all that stuff. So he went to Impact Wrestling. All right. Well, it was nice talking to you. But don't tell anybody that I'm a wrestling fan because I'm not. Okay? Brother. Have a good one. I enjoyed our conversation. Even though I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm gonna... Oh, yeah, do that. I am not a wrestling fan. I have my stories, but yeah. Another big loss is Ozzy. I've been in a real state of grief. Wait, delete what? Say hi.
Yeah,
hi. Can you see him? It's too dark. Oh, yeah. Oh! Look at that! Oh, honey. Yeah. Oh, wow. I like that. Do you guys like it? And I apologize if the stream became Minecrafty. I'm sorry. But yeah, I like it when it's all flashing. You should do something over there. You know?
I had that for about a year. Just never put it up.
What?
Yeah. Up for like $12 at Harbor Freight. I just never used it. You can put it inside, outside, wherever.
Yeah, well, you should do the other side.
Well, if I ever buy another one.
All you have to do is go to the dollar store and get just the dollar ones. My God. So we were talking about wrestling, honey. And
You put that on, you said Bigelow, yeah.
Bam Bam, right, and you don't know nothing about wrestling, just like me. I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm not a wrestling fan, right, honey?
Yes, dear. I know nothing about wrestling.
Nope, not at all. Even though I have friends in wrestling, I could be a promoter or a manager in a wrestling company. I could be the female version of Bobby the Brain Heenan, the Weasel, or Freddie Blassie. But I don't know nothing about wrestling. Nope. I like that. You know how I love my lights?
Yep.
But you should put, like, you know.
Okay, now that I know that it works.
Yeah. Oh, this gives me ideas now. Now you create a monster. Yeah, it's getting dark, guys. It's getting dark. I did the stream outside, live, because I'm still working on different projects on my stream. I'm very OCD when it comes to certain things, when it comes to details, and you know how it is sometimes, guys. But it's me. It's my personality. It's the vibes that I want to send out to people. I'm trying to be a light in this world. I am trying to create a wildfire of change to diminish the darkness in the world. I know we're not going to get rid of all the darkness in the world, but we're going to fight like how to get rid of it. Because it is getting dark. Well, of course, right now it's getting... I'm talking about a different darkness, guys. Now look. Hey. You see? Hey. Woo. Woo. Woo.
Come on, Connie.
Come on, go with Daddy.
Put the screen back on.
You're not my director. Yeah. It's really humid out here. Hey, but I'm still a light in the darkness. You see that, honey?
Yes, dear. The wildfire.
Yeah. Nah. I might be moving around. I do have some light I can turn on myself. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? You looking for Juniper? Or cougar? Or no, I'm sorry, panther? You just love being outside. Yeah! Hey, but look, wait, hold on. Look. But I'm still the light. Right? I'm still the light in the darkness. I know, I'm not gonna end the stream and stuff. I'm not. Because I have a place we can go to have more light. So I'm not. And we missed, you know what? we missed the sunset because we were talking about wrestling. We were talking about wrestling, and I'm not a wrestling fan, and we missed the sunset. Ah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Were you in the service or anything? I think I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder with like my eye, with the thorn in my eye. But you know, no. You got it from when you were a kid, or something traumatic happened in your life. Oh my God, Bigfoot! Alright, no. Sorry guys. You know what? Let's go. After the cigarette, we are going to go around the back. Or the front, I should say. And we'll, is there a chair?
No, this is your chair.
Alright, can you,
Come on, rock that.
can you, yeah. Yeah, yeah, right, yeah. Well, you know what? I was here to brighten up your night. God puts people in our lives for a reason. That's my belief. And God speaks through people. Listen, we're going to go back. All right, hold on. Ugh. Hold on, guys. Now I'm going to say this. If the stream becomes, I call it Minecrafty, like all pixelated, it's because of my hick internet, okay? So, but don't those lights look nice? I love my husband. He's the light of my life. All right, I have to, hold on, guys. I have to, all right. We're getting there. All right, now, hold on. All right. There's Panther. Oh, that's
No.
Yeah, show the American flag now. And I think I have to be closer. Like that. Alright. No, that's... I should just put my chair to the side. What the...
It ain't going to stand up.
Alright. Oh, like... Can you guys see me or not? Or should I... Well, somebody's coming up the driveway.
Where?
It's right there. Go. Move that now the light's off.
That's a lawn light. It turns on when the branches get in front of it. The motion sensor on it.
Yeah, all right. Well, I was ready. I was ready for them, brother. Oh my God. I love you, Hulk. I'm telling you, I'm not a wrestling fan. I promise you. Even though my husband says he has videotapes of me when Ronda Rousey was wrestling Charlotte Flair, and he says I was screaming at the TV, and I said, "Ronda, rip her arm off," or whatever I said. You know, but I'm not a wrestling fan. Anyway, I'm not. Yeah, but she screwed over. She was yeah, she was a good fighter, but she screwed over that company. I'm talking about with WWE. They trained her for I think 15 months or whatever, and they were really promoting her, pushing her, whatever, right? She screwed up. Yeah. She deserved everything. She deserved everything she got. And then all of a sudden she said, "Well, I'm taking time off so I can have a baby and all this." That's crap because they kicked her out. Oh yeah. Yeah, because she was doing what? These pin-up posters and narcissists. And believe me, most UFC fighters, and I'm gonna get a lot of flack from this, but oh well. A lot of bodybuilders, a lot of wrestlers, not all of them, but I'm not a wrestling fan, by the way. Wink, wink. People that are in sports are very narcissistic, especially bodybuilding, wrestling, UFC. You know, rock stars, especially lead singers, they have lead singer syndrome, where it's all about them because they're the center of attention. They always have to be center of attention. No, I don't think you do. No. My husband calls me a narcissist. I'm far from it. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. If you go down to my community post on here, you know where that's at? It's like all the way down the bottom. It says community post or whatever. And I have a little game. You know, because it's all about fun, guys. It's all about fun. Okay? You're going to see a picture of me. Take your best shot with capturing caps. Oh my God. Take your best shot. Make it funny and make it clean, guys. You can, twist your words, play with the words. Like I like to do that too. go down to the community page, community post, and capture that image that you see. It's all in fun, guys. It's all in fun. And I told my husband, if you see that picture, I'm far from narcissist. I don't take myself too seriously, okay? I take my recovery from drugs and alcohol seriously, but I don't take myself too seriously. I used to, but not anymore. Hey, Linda, what's up? How you doing? How's your night? I hope life's not dragging you down. Harley, that can happen. I'm having a rocktastic night. Rocktastic. Life is good. Life is good, guys. Life is good. It's what's in your heart that counts. Yeah. Yeah. People are so... Society's different today. And I think all of us can agree with that. You know, when I grew up, what's up? What's up, Dean? Boom, 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 boom. Nice to see you here. Hey, I liked what you commented on with my community post with the game caption that. Oh my, you reminded me of something. I didn't do it. And I feel so bad, guys. I feel so bad. Do you know why? Dean knows probably why. Well, he wasn't here for the whole thing. What's up? I love you guys. All right, ready? And don't get burnt by the fire. But my hugs are pretty warm tonight, okay? Right? Here we go. Cyber hugs, everybody. Thanks for the thanks for the hearts and everything. Much love back to you, and let's go with the hug. You guys are rocktastic. I hope you're having a good night. I hope I'm brightening up your night. Just by you being here is enough, guys. There you go. Woo! I hope I didn't burn you with my shirt. Yeah. Wally, I have to talk to you about something. Alright? Later on tomorrow or something. I always brighten up the night. Yeah, look at this. Look, I always brighten up the night. Yeah. What do you think? By you saying that, you're ignorant. I know, I'm trying to do something here. I know. Don't worry about it. I'm from Jersey, baby. I can take it. Yeah, they're miserable in their lives. You know? And they just want to get a rise out of the reactions. I have zero tolerance for stuff like that, okay? And when you put yourself out there, you have to expect the trolls. That you shouldn't feed them. You should just say, "Yeah, out of here, buddy." And you know what, guys? Sometimes you have to play with them. You know? Believe me, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't, you know. But this is how society is. Okay? And you have to fight back against it. You can't tolerate it. You know, I can laugh it off. I can play, the games that they play sometimes. But, yeah, you saw how I reacted, right? That's right. Trolls needs love too. You have to kill them with kindness, right? That's right, Dean. Thank you. I'm trying. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm not a wrestling fan. And you all know that. I keep telling... Oh, my God. Hold on. Wait. I keep telling Hiley that. I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm not, really. I know. No, I did rocktastic. Yeah, that's right. And I have a lot of friends that are wrestlers, so. Yep. I don't know, but from what I hear from other people, wink, wink, Hulk Hogan, he could still do a best program. Brain fart. He could still do the best promo at 71 years old, like he did at the RNC. Sergeant Slaughter. There's a guy, he's like my brother. His name is Eddie Kingston. Look him up. And look up under, Eddie Kingston 2011 promo. It'll make you tear up. Trust me. All right, give some love to the doggies for me. You know, wait, I saw. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. Wait. Yeah. If you look in my videos, I should really like upload it, re-upload it. People say that I sound like Roddy Pipe. No, I'm sorry, Randy Macho Man Savage. They say I like the way I talk as like I'm giving a promo. You know? Yeah. Hey, maybe you'll see me in WWE as a manager, like a female version of Teddy Blassie or Bobby the Brain Heenan. Huh? I can't be Mr. Fuji though, because I'm not Oriental. Yes, it's performance art. I suggest you guys, hold on. I do an introduction, especially when I'm like raw and naked out here. When I'm in my studio, I have cut down my time on my intro. Not, like, you know, I got that all worked out. I'll find that video, and it's from 2015, and you'll see, like I'm like, you know, Sergeant Hiley, who is my favorite wrestler, but I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm just saying, for conversation's sake. Somebody should know in this group. I can't see. Brother, I know what you're trying to say. Okay? You'll get one soon enough, you hear me? Brother! I'll try and re-upload it. But it's when Xbox had Upload Studio. And that Xbox was fun back then. Did I tell you? Wait a minute. Brother, maggot. Wait, hold on. Okay, maggot. I am friends with Sergeant Slaughter. And I told him the time where my mother and I went to Bread and Burn Arena at the Meadowlands. And he was wrestling against Kamala. And it was a death match. And they were both disqualified for something, you know, because they picked up a weapon of some kind, whatever. They both got disqualified. Right? It was a cage match, too. All right. So, on Twitter, I told him the story. And he friended me back and stuff. And we talk every now and then, whatever, you know. You should check out Jack Out of the Box. He lives in Upper New York State. He lives a simple life. Jim and I watch him all the time. And he does rock balancing. I would do that. I'm very good at Jenga. Yeah, I'm very good at Jenga. So, but thanks for joining me on my stream, guys. I'm Rock Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters in Rocklahoma. And I'm here to brighten up your night. Hence the flames on my shirt. Moto, you should know that every stream I do that. But I just did. Yeah. But, thanks, guys, for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Just by you being here is enough. And I sincerely mean that. Shoot. I gotta get up for... Damn it. Hold on. Don't go. Wait, I can't... No. Wait. I wish I could... I can't... Oh. Wait. I gotta... You gotta go? You'll be right back? Don't tell Jim this. I really need glasses. I can't... This is terrible. In the kitchen. Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? Yeah. Yeah, I had to set all that up too. But you and I, with the rest of the, with the coffee crew, I would like to be a part of that too. And don't worry, I won't talk over you. I won't be like, oh, look at me. Listen to me. I'm not going to be like that. But it's up to you. Oh, yes, I do. But it's not Slim Jim. That's for sure. I'm making Italian peppers and onions and sausage. Right now, it's in the crock pot. Wait, I want to ask you what? Yeah. Nah, they don't. They think I'm annoying. I'm from Jersey. I'm very annoying. Very talkative. Very condescending. Very narcissistic. We'll talk about it some more. Yeah. I think that would be a cool thing. I love you guys over there. You know that. I've been just having problems with my back and, my depression, anxiety. panic attacks, whatever. And when that happens, it's all insanity, and it's like, I hate it. You know? I'm pretty good today, though. My back pain's level. It's terrible. I've been very productive today. My attitude is very positive and focused. Yeah, I got a lot done today. But what I hate about this is, too, when I have good days, right, I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know what I mean? And I hate that because it's like manic depression. It's like you have good days, you have bad days, you know, you have your highs and your lows, and I hate it. You know, but I have a good team of doctors, you know. So, yeah, but you get in with some cool people, man, and some of the anxiety will, yeah! I don't listen. What? Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. I hope you know that I'm not a wrestling fan. Alright, no. In all seriousness, though, I'm a people person. I'm very outgoing. I love having fun with people. I like getting to know people. And I think you know that already. I hope. I pull no punches, and sometimes I'm very blunt honest when it comes to certain things. Okay? You know, it's just who I am. You know, I've been through a lot in my life, and I should have been dead years ago. You know? And I feel like I have a platform to help others, to give back to the community. You know, and I care about people in a genuine way. And there's a car coming up the driveway. Oh, it's my in-laws. But, you know, even when I was going through rehabs, like, you know, because I was a chronic relapser and everything else, I was always in tune and self-aware when it comes to a lot of things. And I was very insightful with other people's issues, problems, or whatever. And a lot of professionals, like counselors, or even people in AA or NA, whatever, they said that I should be a drug counselor. You know? That's the attraction you have. No problem. You're going to be banned, Lolly. That's strike number 1. She takes me serious all the time when I say you're going to be banned. You're banned. You're out of here. No. All right, wait a minute. Hold on. I have to scroll back. That's the attraction you have, is that way you care. Yeah. And, all right, hug. Time for a hug, guys. Time for a hug. Come on, cyber hug. Oh, Wally. Don't worry. You'll be banned sooner or later. I love you, sister. I love you. And you were awesome with that video you made for Frogzilla. I thought that was rocktastic. And Dean, you're like a brother to me. I'm glad, you know, we met. There. No problem. No problem. Where's Froggy anyway? Where is he? Believe me, if you know of anybody that's having problems, and Moto, hold on for a minute. That guy that was on this, right? Who was that? Because he said, he had an addiction to the internet. And I said to him in a comment, it's a reality. It happens now. It could happen to any of us, especially people that are in recovery from drugs and alcohol. Because they can get off the drugs and alcohol and then all of a sudden, I'm going to go to the casino and gamble. And all of a sudden they'll have a poly addiction, cross addiction. You know what I mean? Oh, come on, let's have a group hug again. Oh, come on. I hope I don't burn you with my flames. There we go. There we go. Oops. It's where he gets his painting airbrush stuff. Much love back to you guys. Much love. Many blessings to you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Just by you being here is enough. I don't ask for much, guys. Trust me. But, yeah, that guy that said, he's not on the internet anymore or whatever. It's a problem for everybody now. They have rehabs, that are for people that are addicted to the internet. Look what's happening to the young people from 18 to 24. Okay? We can have a whole topic about that. Trust me. It has to be addressed. And a lot of people laugh it off. That's not. There's actually a show on A&E. If you have TV, that is. It's actually on YouTube. A&E used to have a show called Intervention. Okay? And that's where, these people, these counselors, these interventionists would talk to these addicts that are struggling to go to rehab and whatever. Well, it's the same thing. They have a program saying my addiction is the internet, or my internet addiction. And the first episode I saw of that were twin boys. And that's all they did. They were addicted to the internet. I can't. So I'm telling you, Dean, tell him from me, because I don't know his name, tell him if he ever needs to talk to me or anything, I'm more than happy to talk to him and help him in any way I can. Yep. Gets it. Shh. Shh. Why, you don't like my color, my eyes? Oh, they're like all black, like devil's eyes. Like I said before, I'm an angel with devil horns. Wink, wink. And I'm not a wrestling fan. I try my best. And when I'm feeling low, and in pain and stuff, and you don't hear from me, you know I'm in pain or something's up. You know, sometimes you will see the good, the bad, the ugly cry, the insanity, on the stream. I remember when I first streamed on Twitch and I was having problems with technical issues. I was having panic attacks. I'm like, no! Yeah, and we're not talking about the river in Egypt either. Wink, wink. Yeah, denial with with the glass, yeah. What character defects? Friends tolerate these things. Yeah, especially if you're a conspiracy theorist, right? Did you ever see that short? What I did? I said, when your friends find out, and that was a short on my channel. And you know what? And his boss, his friend, didn't get the short. And I thought he would. Because he's a little smart, I know you did, Ryder. I know you saw that short. My short that says, when your friends find out. See, I have a twisted sense of humor. I love having a lot of laughs, and you guys know that. I don't take myself too seriously. Hence, about the caption this image on my community posts. Did you see what I replied, Ryder? Did you see what I replied to you, Moto? We're gonna have more stuff like that. I'm planning things, because I want us to have fun and to bond with each other and forge friendships and uplift each other and build a community, because the world needs it right now, guys. I want to do community game night. I said that on retired Ryder's stream, and I wasn't trying to take over the stream or whatever. I'm not like that. And I said, well, you guys should have, community game night. And they thought, oh, well, yeah, Trivial Pursuit or what. No, they have other games, that are fun, like Jackbox Party, like Rift Tracks, and all that stuff, And he was just, no, we're not going to do that. We're not gonna. I'm like, all right, well, it's your stream. You can do what you want. But, he said, yeah, well, we don't want to be frying our brains about answering questions and stuff. I think, I'm paraphrasing, by the way. But tomorrow, I hope that I will be streaming inside my studio. It gets pretty darn hot in there. I bought a fan off of Amazon, and I thought it was like a tower. No, it was like this big. I was like, no freaking way. We have central air. But the insulation, we had to get more insulation tucked in or packed in there or whatever, So, but thanks for being here, guys. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I want us. Listen, guys, listen. I want us. Yeah, you and me. You and me. You. And you. I want us to create a wildfire change to diminish the darkness in the world. And I know we're not going to get all the darkness in the world, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. Froggy, hit me up! Don't stop! No. I'm trying to create an army called the Queen's Light Brigade. Now, if that doesn't give a hint who my favorite wrestler is, and he was actually on, I think, Monday Night Raw when they did the 10-bell salute to Hulk Hogan. Well, that's what I heard anyway. You know, I'm not a wrestling fan. I don't watch wrestling. Hey, Foxzilla, what's up? Hit me up. Let's have a hug with everybody. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Nice to see you. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go with the cyber hugs. Oh, yeah. I hope I don't burn you with my flames. I hope I don't turn your legs into fried frog legs. Nice to see you, buddy. I love you. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. I heard somebody. Do you know? And I'm going to tell you something about frog legs. All right. All right. So, don't ever, when you come to Oklahoma, especially in the Tulsa area, apparently the Oklahoman Chinese buffets serve fried frog legs. Yes. So it's Frenese. It's a Frenese buffet. French infused with Chinese. And don't eat the China buffet in Indiana. Sorry, Froggy. Sorry, Lolly. I've had your Chinese buffet in Indiana. Yeah, whatever. The best is in New Jersey and New York. But yeah, after that, we never went. And you know what sucks is, you know, like here, we can't order takeout because we're so far away. Like we're in the 6, okay? And all that. And I even try to get like a taxi. I even tried getting a taxi from here to say Walmart. They want $100 each way. I'm like, what the fuck? What? They said it was a, you know, area taxi, and the girl said, "Thank you for the hearts, much love, right back to you." I said, "Aren't you by, you know, Cleveland and stuff?" They're like, "No, we're in Bartlesville, and that's an hour away." I said, "Well, in the phone book it says you're nearby by my town." $100 each way for a 30-minute trip. Do you love, all right guys, all right, do you guys love tomato sandwiches with mayonnaise and a lettuce and tomato sandwich with mayonnaise, a little salt and pepper. But you didn't get me one. I'm hungry. This girl needs to eat. Yeah, right. Look at me. Yeah, right. How's the weather in your neck of the woods? Oh, I love BLTs. Yeah. And by the way, guys, and I was gonna do a special unboxing of your package that you sent me, Wally. However, very good, with all butter on the bread and nothing else, and mwah, tastes like summer. You should sell that stuff on a website. You know, like there's like websites like Wick, and have your own storefront on the internet. Just wait what I have in store for you. And no, it's not gonna be cat turds or anything. Oh, I like giving too. I really do. I love Christmas. You ask my husband. You know, I go all out on Christmas. You know. I just had whole wheat. I love whole wheat. Jim just loves his Wonder Bread. I hate white bread. I like the whole grain bread too. Oh, okay. You accept donation. All right. I'll tell the cats that, Lolly. All right, wait. Hold on. Wait, stop. All right, hold on. You had whole wheat. 2 bologna thick cut cold butter with oh my god. With what? Don't tell them I need glasses. Brother, don't tell them. Alright, wait, with farms and oh my god. Houston, we have a problem. I get it. With extra sharp cheddar cheese. Alright, wait. I'm sorry guys, I'm behind. Yeah, you told me about that. We talked about that, remember? About the grist mill that I used to work at Waterloo Village. Then before I became a rock star and stuff, I was in their culinary arts school at Waterloo Village. But before that, I used to work at the grist mill. Look that up. It's Waterloo Village in Alamuchee Township, New Jersey. Or you can just say Byram. Byram is B-R-Y-M. a.m. Byram. Yeah, but we talked about that. And I said, well, you better watch out, because of the flour, because when I worked at the grist mill at World Village, it was a working grist mill. I mean, it was still working. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. When we had school kids, come visit, World Village, guess what I used to do? I used to line them up like army men. And they used to call me Sarge. So what does that tell you? Yeah. So what wrestler is my favorite? But I'm not a wrestling fan. Oh, what? Believe me, my mind is... But I am so grateful that my brain is not fried like many people that I know. And it's a joke I tell all the time. Because some of my friends used to do acid and all that, right? But yet I did crack and heroin and zoots and all this crap, right? And we finished the gig in Wildwood. This was like around 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay? I told this story before. Right? So we were all drunk and, we were just, screwing off and just trying, wind down, whatever. And all of a sudden, my friend and one of my bandmates, they dropped some acid. And my friend, Jennifer, this is no joke, she was in the water and she said, ah, and it was a blood-curdling scream. And I mean, it was worse than, oh God, what, who was in Halloween? Jamie Lee Curtis. It was worse than Jamie Lee Curtis's screams. I swear. And she's like, give me my skin back. I can't get my skin back. And all this. I said, nope. I never did acid. You know why? Because I valued my brain too much. But yet, I shot up speedballs. I shot coke, dope, and all that crap, right? And I valued my brain. Yeah. But I know people that did a lot less drugs than I did. Okay? And their brains are... And there's actually one guy that does have never-ending trips. It does happen. Oh, I hope they're not coming after me. You hear that? Don't tell anybody, but I'm on America's Most Wanted. Shh. Anyway. But yeah, I want to get into, like, I was thinking about, like, right now money's pretty tight. Because Jim quit his job. And I'm fine with that because he was stressed out. I wanted to tell you guys about it the other night. He was stressed out because I was going through panic attacks and I was having health issues. He just quit. Like, we're fine. We're living comfortably. Okay? But actually, we are, believe it or not, a lot happier now. He's a lot more relieved now. I'm not suggesting to you guys, go quit your job, and all that stuff, But he's been working for Nordam and Owasso for 22 years. Okay? And from where we live to go to Owasso is about 40 minutes each way. And plus, he had to take a coworker home for a while. Okay? But it was really getting to him. Because every phone call, say, if I call him, he would say, oh my God, she's going to go to the hospital. Oh my God, what's going on with her? Did she fall? And plus, people at work, something was up. Like he used to be friends with this guy, Chris. Okay? And stuff. And for some reason, I don't know, this other guy showed up and they were blasting like rap music and whatever, and it was really bothering him. Alright? And all that. I mean, they were playing it loud, okay? And so his lead, real nice guy, okay? Real nice guy, moved him to another room so he wouldn't be by that rap music. Crap music, okay? It was better for him. But now, guess what they're doing? They're putting cameras up now. It's all about tracking people, guys. We can talk about that too. And so when he wasn't allowed to have cell phones on him, his cell phone on him, because they're afraid that somebody's gonna, trade, give away their secrets to certain things, right? Give me a break. Okay? I mean, Russians can hack in the cameras and see what they're doing, right? Right? Or China can hack into their camera systems, right? Security systems. So whatever. Anyway, so if I called and stuff, and sometimes the reception was bad, he would have to go outside. And he said, Vic, I'm outside. What's going on here? And I would tell him I'm okay, or I had a fall, or my anxiety's, whatever. But he did the right thing. Okay? I do support him with this. Okay? I do. Because I was worried about him also, and I told this to his co-worker. I said, I'm afraid, I'm going to get a phone call from somebody at the plant that he had a heart attack and passed away, or something, okay? Because I gave him a lot of bullshit, guys, okay? Okay, I gave him a lot of Jersey too. I gave him a lot of bullshit throughout the years. And I feel bad about that. I really do. And for better, for worse, right? Battles, right? But to me, it's like I did feel like I was a burden to him. I still feel like I'm a burden to him. But I noticed too, and he did too, that my panic attacks are like very far and in between now. How about that, huh? So we are happier. We went to the doctors. I had a doctor's appointment, right? And so we went to the doctor, in Tulsa and stuff, but we were happy. We were joking around, and I fooled around with him. I said, oh, we're on a date to go to the doctor's. Woo! Date night. What? Come on. But I do have the best husband in the world, okay, guys? And thank God for him. Thank God. And he told me like a few times where, because he was a big pothead back in the day, and he was an alcoholic. He never went to rehab or anything. And he told me, he says, Vic, if it wasn't for you in my life, he says, I think I would have smoked my brains out. Or drank, but mainly smoked because, you know, he was a big pothead back then. Because he sees, that. Thank you. No, thank God for you. I put you through a lot of bullshit, and, you know, I think, you know, life has been easier for us and happier and less stressful. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something. When I had my first panic attack here, and Jim is my husband. Well, you know that. Talk about praying for Ryder's Lolly, and Lolly is my sister in music, and, you know, we look alike, Lolly. I think we, and I had, oh my God, I just saw something.
You want me to unplug your crock pot?
What time is it?
10 o'clock.
Well, check to see if the onions are tender, and, you know, check the peppers too. You know. I'm cooking sausages and peppers. You can come over, guys, if you want. There's plenty of it. All right. My first panic attack when I was here, okay, it was actually around 4th of July weekend, okay? And I love pierogies. Oklahoma does not have pierogies. They don't even know what they are. I'm like, what? Yeah. I love that. Yeah. You saute the pierogies in butter and a little olive oil and garlic, and oh my God. What was I saying? Oh, my first panic attack when I was here. It was so hot that day too. He was doing mowing lawn here, and I was having a panic attack. And I mean, I was getting weak, and my brain was, you know, whatever. And I thought I was gonna fall out. Okay. I went out. I called him. I said, Jim. Well, he couldn't hear me because of the stupid lawnmower. And I'm here. I'm like, oh my God, you know, whatever. And he came in, and I said, I had to go to the hospital, call the ambulance. Now, Lolly, you know, and I bet you're going to be on my side with this. If you're not, that's fine. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. Okay? He was freaking out. He's like, Vic, you're scared. You're freaking me out. What's going on here? You know, because I I said, you have to call the hospital. You have to call the hospital. And I was like, right? You had to call the ambulance. He's like, no, you're in the country. We don't call ambulance around here. And that freaked me out even more. And when you have a panic attack and say like Frogzilla is frustrated, and at times, that's normal, okay? I understand it. But when Jim gets frustrated, okay, I get worse, right? And the ambulance around here costs $1,500. Then if you want to go to Tulsa, they put a gas surcharge on it, like a taxi. And they don't do that in Jersey. Anyway, all right, so. And half these people around here are on food stamps, okay? I mean, it's not right, okay? Anyway, so he called, and they came, and that is my first experience dealing with EMTs around here. And, and they're like, what's going on? I don't know, I'm like, whatever. They shipped me to the rinky-dink hick hospital in town here in Cleveland. And I mean that in an endearing way, guys, okay? I love it here. I'm glad I left Jersey when I did, okay? So, they checked me out. You know what they said? Well, they shot me up and all that, to calm me down, whatever. Okay? And yes, guys, I'm going to say this. Yes, I am in recovery from crack and heroin since 2004 and alcohol since 2011. I tell the EMTs I'm in recovery. I am responsible for my recovery. You have to, if you're in a recovery, especially when you're in early recovery and stuff, you have to tell the doctors this. Every doctor you see, every time the EMTs come, even though they know you or what, you still have to remind them. Because believe me, I know a lot of people that got shot up and they went right back to the dope man. And with surgery, we can just discuss that at a later time. You know what I mean? And they all know that. And even when, like when I went to the doctor, a few days ago, it was a new doctor, it's family medicine, and she was, going through my medications and stuff. And when they discharged me, about a month ago or whatever, it was for my back and stuff. They discharged me with 5 days of Narcos. Now, I'm strong in my recovery. And a lot of people, and you could say, well, Vic, you're playing on the tracks with that because you never know, because that monkey will, tap you on the shoulder and grab you and take you away again. No. I'm very honest with my doctor and stuff. And when they discharged me, the doctor gave me five days worth. And I said, that's fine. I don't take them all the time. They're done with, okay? Sometimes, I'll just throw half the bottle out. I'm not, But at times, they will shoot me up either in the ambulance or in the ER. They'll shoot me up with morphine. And I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, you're an addict. And I still have a right to refuse that medication. It's in the Bill of Rights, the patient Bill of Rights, okay? And they won't hold that against me. But I'm not there to get off. I'm not there to get med shop. They know me. And so, And so when I was at the doctor's, because they were going to refill my, medication, and she told me about the Narcos. She was actually gonna refill the Narco. I said, wait, no, I don't need them. You ask Jim. I said, I don't need them. Because she was gonna give me another 5 days. I don't need it. And plus, guys, pain meds, any kind of pain meds you're on, it will not take the pain away fully. It takes the edge off. You're still gonna feel pain. And I hate their protocol, like what's your pain level, one being the lowest, and the 10 being the highest. They should never came up with that. Because of course everybody's gonna say, "Oh, I'm at a 10. Oh, I'm at a 15." You know what I mean. But yeah, panic attacks. I've had pretty bad ones, and a lot. Sometimes he gets frustrated, and I tell the doctor that. Yeah, he gets frustrated. I understand that, but he doesn't physically abuse me. He doesn't emotionally abuse me or whatever and stuff. He's been going through a lot of stress, and me having panic attacks and medical emergencies adds to that. And I understand that. I can empathize with that. So I don't hold that against him. And thank God for him. So, and I'm going to say this too. It's been a learning experience with him. Dealing with somebody that has panic attacks. He goes through the depression. He has a little bit of a depression and stuff, and we support each other. And sometimes he needs his space, which is okay, and I need my space, and and all that. So it's a learning process. It really is. Even mental illness, guys, even if you're going through depression, anxiety, whatever, it affects everybody around you. Just like addiction does. And I'm going to say this too. I am not a certified drug and alcohol counselor. Neither I'm a I'm not a psychiatrist or whatever. People do. Dean, thank you. I appreciate this. I appreciate your compliment. Issues like this have to be spoken about. And I'm an advocate of mental health and people that are struggling with addiction. Because I've been there, done that. I know my way around the system. I want to go to conferences like, say, in Tulsa about mental health or addiction. And all that. I'm more certified than the freaking counselors are. I'm going to tell you. You started something. My counseling center, okay, has their own, crisis line, okay? And when Jim's not home, and he's at work and stuff, so I wouldn't call him. I would give you an iPad for free, okay? And they're pieces of crap, tell you the truth. Half the time, you know, you know, have bars on, like it's crazy. Well, anyway, and sometimes I'll call the crisis line, and I'm going to tell you some of those counselors are just there for the paycheck, okay? And I reported them. Believe me, you know me, and don't call me a Karen. My mom's name is Karen. This is funny, but and some of them, we'll talk for like 2 hours, and say my panic attack has, settled down, whatever, and we'll still talk for like 2 hours, and sometimes I'll help them more they help me. Truth. I've been around the block a few times. So I know, and I told my counselor and stuff. I said I would be better than some of these people on this iPad with the crisis line. And I told them they should be, be on probation when they first start out, be on probation for like maybe, 90 days to 6 months and all that. And because some of these people won't even write notes, and they have to. And right now, the state of Oklahoma is having a problem with their mental health system because a lot of billions of dollars are missing. I could be a warrior, okay? I can be an advocate, because, I could stand up toe-to-toe with senators or, governors or even the president about certain things. I did that actually like years ago with Jim McGreevey when he was governor and stuff. And I made it in the paper too. I'm so proud of myself. But no. I'm a fighter for people. We could talk about the whole healthcare system, how it's not like it used to be. It's going to be run by AI. Oh, thanks. You almost made me blush. Jersey girls don't blush, especially if they're metal chicks. I'm proud to call you my friend, Ryder. Much love to you. Yeah. I would stand up for anybody. I see what goes on with the news. We don't have TV, but like with certain things on the news, nationally or whatever. I grieve for this world. It's only going to get worse, especially when Trump, is dumping $450 billion on AI technology, and look what's happening right now. Censorship, tracking, we can go on and on and on. Yeah. Higher power. Which I choose to call God. But You know. Yeah, it's all about energy, right? You know what I'm talking about. You attract what you give out. You know, if you're an addict and alcoholic, what's going to happen? If you're a female that has low self-esteem, like me, that has low self-esteem, I'm talking about when I was in my addiction, okay? You know what? That really has nothing to live for. I was afraid to live. I was afraid to die. I had low self-esteem, low self-respect. I didn't respect anybody and all that. What do you think happened to me most of the time? That's why in the program of AA and NA that you have to stay away from people, places, and things. It's that simple. It's not that complicated. But I know for me, I like to complicate things a lot. A lot of times, I didn't give a crap. I just still wanted to do what I wanted to do. I don't want to be around people like that. Just like that juice bag, excuse language by the way, that came in, right, earlier. You have to surround yourself by people, with people, you know. And I'm sure Frogzilla, hippie hop, don't stop. You know, the love he has for you builds your self-esteem up. And by you doing things for him, or by you, say, sending me gifts in the mail that are very delicious, you know, lifts your spirits up. The more you do stuff for people and stuff, you're going to feel pretty damn good about yourself. And it might take time. Go to your neighbor and say, you know, and just, you know, people don't want to know neighbors anymore. They're all to themselves. It's sickening. Back in the 70s, 60s, 50s, whatever, you know, it's like if you want a cup of sugar, you go to your neighbor's house. Oh, can I borrow a cup of sugar? Sure. But nobody wants to be involved with anybody, you know? And that's okay. That's okay. If I can't do certain things, I feel bad when I can't do certain things, you know. But that's okay. You have to give yourself some grace. I have to give myself some grace sometimes. I still have to forgive myself about my kids. And if you don't forgive yourself or give yourself some grace, you're pretty much locked in a prison. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, and I feel the same. Yes. I wish. Well, there's a. Yeah, that's your internal tapes. I go through that all the time on my stream. You know, and I drive myself crazy. Like, you know, I put so much pressure on myself because, look, I'll my goal level is like up here. And here I'm jumping up to reach for the bar and I fall flat on my face. You understand what I'm saying? Give yourself some grace. And if people don't understand, I'm going to tell you this. If people don't understand, like say for like, it's all about expectations. Right? You put expectations on yourself too. Right? And then you think about, oh yeah, well, and that's about ego too. We can get into that, see? Yeah. Self-talk. Negative self-talk. Believe me, at times, I mean, I love Christmas. I love any holiday. You ask Jim. I'll cook for 2 days. I'll and it might, but for the past few years, because of my back, it's like, oh my God. But I want people to have special memories. I want them to have memories that last a lifetime, that put a smile on their face. If they're going through a rough time in life and stuff, and just a little something, We have more in common than not. Expectations and demand. Hey, see, I'm reading, Dean. I'm reading that. See, I don't need glasses. Demand behind them is the unhealthy dependence. I think I said that right. Hold on. It's all about ego. It's all about ego, I'm telling you. Really. Hallelujah! Woo! Yes! I can see! We glitched out, didn't we? See what you made me do? I feel like, Mean Gene Okerlund, rang the bell and cut me off from that promo. Brother! But I'm not a wrestling fan, so I don't know why Mean Gene would do that to me. Yeah, so, and it's what you were brought up with too. Like how you were raised. It all starts at home. And other influences. You want to be accepted. You want to feel like you did the right thing. You want people to praise you. And that's all about ego. I think we all felt like that. My parents were divorced, when I was 2, because my father was an alcoholic. And I lived with my grandparents. And all my friends had mommy and daddy, but not me. And the teacher actually told my mother, like when they had open school night and stuff, saying, yeah, she, she doesn't have a daddy. And I was having visitation, but I didn't, because I'm like, oh, they split up because of me. I didn't know the whole story, and stuff. But later on in life, I remember this day. We were at Willowbrook Mall, and we were parked. It was a Friday night, because every Friday night after my mom came home from work, we used to go, me, my mom, and my grandmother would go to Willowbrook Mall to look around, to shop, and to get something to eat at Friendly's, right? And so we were walking towards Urbox. So I said to my mom, why did you divorce Daddy? Now, my mother never talked bad about my father, okay? And a lot of parents these days alienate the kids from the the other parent, okay? Which is child abuse, by the way, in my opinion. But anyway, so I asked her, why did you divorce Daddy? And she was actually kind of shocked when I asked her this. She said, well, when you get older, you'll find out. And sure enough, I did. He was an alcoholic. But he had that certain smell and everything, and he used to take me to bars. But All right, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to snub you off. Yeah. It's like what the internet does. Ryder, if you watch a lot of negative stuff and all this other crap, a lot of white noise or whatever, look at what's happening. Our brains are turning into scrambled eggs from a Jersey diner. Everybody is being affected. Suicide rates are up. Loneliness is on the rise. Anger. I mean, we could go on and on and on about this stuff. Oh. If we examine every oh my God. Help me, Gene Okerlund. I can't say. Oh my God. All right, wait. If we continue disturbance, we have great. Oh my God. Forgive me. We will find at the rest of some unhealthy dependency, and its consequences, unhealthy demand. Let us, with God's help, continue surrender. Yeah, well, wait, hold on. Hold on. Am I skipping anybody? Yeah, we were talking about that, a couple months ago. Remember? There is a thing called emotional quotient. EQ, like an IQ, it's an EQ. Yeah. I really do want to do like Father Martin's chalk talks. you know, just have reactions and just have like, you know, a discussion about it, you know, or like I have an idea too for something we can do. I think you'll like it, guys. Well, Jim's the same way. And I'm going to tell you something. I'll bring up stuff with Jim and with everybody else. Like, it's like, it's faster than AI could ever do a prompt. Seriously. Thank God I still have my brain. Thank God I didn't fry my brain with all the fucking drugs, excuse my language, drugs I did. God bless me with that. God bless me with other things, but, you know, well, yeah, that can happen. Yeah! Yeah. Wait, there's a joke. Hold on, Frogzilla. There's a joke with that. So something about short-term memory. And you know what I'm talking about. Much love right back to you. I think I get affected, like with COVID. I think I have some brain fog. But you know what? Wait, Ryder, you should actually it's a channel called Jack Out of the Box. He went through a stroke. I talked about him earlier and stuff. He lives a simple life. You know, it's just relaxing to watch him. And his aura, you know, it's, my aura's bigger. Can't you tell? No, but, you know, check out Jack Out of the Box. He lives in an upper New York State, my area, okay? I recommend you to go see his videos, you know, because Jim and I watch Jack Out of the Box, you know, and it's our bonding time, you know. We also watch, well, he mostly watches it, like, driving adventures. You know what I'm talking about? It's just people driving in a van, you know, and, you know, going through, like, going down Route 66 or going through the Adirondack Mountains or, you know, stuff like that. And it's so relaxing. Yeah. Yeah, uh-huh. You better be careful. Because, you know, I told you about my ex-boyfriend, my first love. His mother was 50, and she got pregnant, and she was menopausal, okay? And she got pregnant and stuff at 50. So you never know. You gotta put that raincoat on that Jimmy. Anyway, we're not talking about that. Yeah, only when you're awake. Is this turning into a Dr. Ruth show? Dr. Rocket. Is that a rocket in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me? You know, I bet that's a bad joke. That doesn't even make sense. Dr. Ruth? Wait, hold on. Tell me if I sound like Dr. Ruth. I used to listen to her and even watch, back in my addiction and stuff, we used to watch the craziest things because we didn't care and stuff because we were getting high. We would watch Dr. Ruth. All right, let's see if I talk like Dr. Ruth. Is she's dead now, right? No, she's still alive. I know Barbara Walters died. I'm trying. There was another sex educator from Canada. Sue, she's dead now. She looked like Dr. Ruth, but she didn't have a German accent. Let's see if I can talk like Dr. Ruth. This is Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Remember to put a Jimmy. Wait, hold on. Dr. Ruth? Or that Sue? Yeah. I remember her on the radio. Oh, there was another psychiatrist on the radio. Dr. Judith Kuriensky. You remember her? Dr. Judith Kuriensky. She was a psychologist. And then Dr. Ruth was on the radio also. And then, Dr. Ruth had her other show and stuff. All right, so let me see if I can do this again. Rate my impression. Just like, please go to my community tab and put a caption what you think that what the caption should be. Write it down in the comment. Okay? It's all for fun, guys. All right, let's see if I can do this. I have to channel Dr. Ruth. This is Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Don't forget to put a raincoat on your Jimmy. Was that good? I think I did a better job in my younger years. Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Oh, hi, honey. Here, come on. Somebody wants to say hi. You want to say hi? Come on. Come here. Say hi. Oh, don't. Be good. Hi. Say hi. Hello. This is Pawnee. Yeah. Yeah. Say hi. Yeah. Say hi. Say thank you to everybody for showing up here. Yeah. Yeah. I know. she gets, like, every summertime, she gets, like, a little rash on her ass. And, like, but I think they're bites, like bug bites maybe, or ant bites, or, and every summer she's not herself at times, And it's funny because, so go up on the cat, we have a cat counter, okay? And she'll actually sleep in the food bowl. And we took her to the vet, a few years ago, and the doctor didn't know what it was. So I think she gets bitten by, like, maybe fire ants, or maybe stung by, I don't know. But in the wintertime, when, we'll let her out in the winter too. But she doesn't get that, what she gets on her ass and stuff. So, yeah. Don't eat that, you're gonna get sick. No, don't. So anyway, it's actually, right now, it's actually beautiful out. You know why? Because I'm brightening up your night. You get it? You get it? Get it? I'm brightening up your night. All right. Now, right now, the temperature is just right. There's a little breeze, right? Good for that wildfire, right? My shirt. Keep it. I'm not trying to be condescending, my husband will say, "You're so narcissistic." I'm like, no. But when I talk about, like, my band back in the day, or just, you'll actually see my head get bigger and bigger and bigger. And if that happens, just take a bobby pin, or not bobby, like a needle, and just pop it. He has to do it all the time, But, it's beautiful out here, But sometimes when I'm in pain or whatever, I can't sometimes even walk down the stairs. I have a difficult time, and, it's like, I think you guys can relate when you're depressed, and, it's like, like Jim will say to me, "Oh, it's such a beautiful day out. It's sunny, take advantage of the day." And I'm like, and I'm in pain. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And it's still cloudy to me, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. I should tell that to Jim. You deserve to have a good memory and get a big head. Oh, crap. Made it. Yeah, it's hard. But you do a great job when you can. See? I mean, I go through periods where it's never enough. Like for Christmas, right? I'll make out a big spread, with the hors d'oeuvres and desserts and, and all that stuff, and the presents, and, on Christmas Eve, in my family, and this is not Jim's family, my family and stuff, I started a tradition where, Christmas Eve, everybody comes over, friends, family, and all that. And it's non-alcoholic, and of course some people will, whatever. And we all have a good time, and, eat and whatever. And then all of a sudden, Santa Claus must have dropped a present, and it landed right in front of my doorstep. So I would, oh my God, look at this, and say one of the little kids or whatever would grab the present and read the card, and so during that time, it's like we all play the game. I did that a few times here, and things are just different because my mother-in-law is not here. We're not gonna get into that, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, I go through holiday mode, and during COVID, I'm gonna tell you something. A friend of mine said to me, Vic, just have a simple Christmas. It's okay. Because he actually had COVID. So nobody could come out of the house anyway. And he hates when I decorate for Christmas or whatever because I mean, I go all out, right? Right? I miss Halloween. I really do. We don't have no kids around here. But we have a lot of ghouls, if you know what I mean. We have a lot of zombies around here. Anyway. And so, my friend said, listen, just do simple things. Don't put up that many decorations. Nobody's going to come to the house. But that's not me. Even if it was for the two of us. And and the cats, all right? I had to, when we were first married and stuff, and like, we got married May 6th. I'm trying to think of a holiday that I'll just throw it out. Like Valentine's Day, right? He would go to work, I would order stuff off Amazon, right? Right? And I would have the whole house decorated. I had the bedroom decorated, and oh my God, all right. And you know what he worked nights, right? So I had this whole thing set up and the lights and I should have been like an interior decorator, okay? And he comes in and he's looking around like he's in like the Wizard of Oz, like to see the wizard. He's like, oh. And do you know what he said to me? He says, Vic, my wife never did anything, his ex-wife never did anything like this for me. Isn't that fucking, excuse me, isn't that freaking sad? Really? And even like with my mother-in-law, with the Valentine's Day, she said, well, my kids never gave me Valentine's Day candy or cards. This is the first, candy and card I ever got. I'm like, what? And Jim's like, well, that's just weird. We could go on and on about it, but, he said, oh, it must be a Jersey thing. I'm like, no, it's not. There's a lot of people that give Valentine's Day cards to their mothers and their grandmothers. So, yeah. And I get, like, when I have an idea stuck in my head about what to get to, I just don't give gifts to give them. Sometimes, I'll think of something. I say, oh, I'm going to get this. And I'll search the internet. All right? In the dark web, I'll search that too, if I have to. No. All right. And I had to get it. I had to get it for this person. I have to get it. It's like the thrill of the chase. And when I get it, it's like, oh. It's like having a big O. I'm just, if you know what I'm talking about. Because I like to make people happy. I like making people smile. And there's a lot of people in this world that need to smile and to have fun and just to live life again. You know? Yep. I'm worried about Jim sometimes with his phone. I'll admit it. You know? The other day when we went to the doctor, he said, "Oh, take your phone." I said, I don't want to take my phone. He said, "Why?" You know, we might, because of the shooting that happened in New York, and, you know, yeah, wink, wink. Ow! Anyway, I don't use my phone that often. I don't even go on. I mean, sometimes, like, I'll even uninstall, like, TikTok or Instagram or what. I don't, you know what I'm talking about? He listens to, like, New York Prepper or, like, whatever. And sometimes I worry about him, you know. But he said, "Oh, I only listen to it, like, for a half hour. I listen to." I'm like, "Yeah, right, okay." That's what he says. But I could do the same thing about, going down the rabbit hole about, Ozzy Osbourne or Hulk Hogan or whatever, right? Excuse me. You know what I want to do? I have an idea too. I think, and I think I discussed this with you guys. I think we should challenge each other in a fun way. Not like eating Tide Pods or, blowing up somebody's car. All right. I'm talking about fun stuff, okay? Fun stuff. You ever play you ever watch that game show, Minute to Win It, with Guy Fieri? Fun show, by the way. Fun. I used to love watching that show. Like, we should do challenges like that with each other. Or even do harder challenges. Even do harder challenges like not using your phone for a day. I'm willing to do that. Or really amp it up and do it for a week. And you can't use anybody else's cell phone either. No excuse. I'm talking about when you're not at work. I bet you're like, whoa! Thank God she's off the internet. I don't have to see that ugly Jersey mug, I'm telling you. And she's not a wrestling fan. She is a wrestling fan. She is in such denial, Yeah. Thank God. Oh, my. No, is it her? Is it her? Oh, my God. That week went so fast. Oh, my God. There goes the internet. Oh, God. Believe me, just think. Just think, Ryder, how Jim feels. Just saying. He needs all the prayers he can get right now. Uh, uh. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. God has a sense of humor. You know why? God has a sense of humor because he put me and Jim together. A laid back Okie, born and raised. Born and raised, right? Then he had the idea, oh, what's really gonna be funny is I'm gonna let them meet on Xbox. And bam! Wham bam! Bada bing, bada boom. Their union is complete. People don't see the signs. There are, you ever, uh, hear the Bill Engvall from the Blue Collar Comedy tour. Oh, excuse me. And stuff. And he says, there's your sign. Believe me, I've had a lot of signs in my life. A lot. And I just had my blinders on, and the smoke was getting in the way. If you know what I mean. Yeah. And sometimes, yeah, he has a sense of humor, okay? But sometimes that sense of humor that he has slaps you hard in the face with reality. That's happened to me many times in my life. I always fought against God. Guess who won? And I thought I won that argument so many times with, and he still won. Okay. Well, let me give you a cyber hug. I hope you and Froggy have a nice night. Thank you for joining, guys. Everybody, let's have a group hug. Let's get that energy, positive energy. And I hope I don't burn you with my shirt because it's still blazing. Here we go. I love you guys. Have sweet dreams. I hope I don't, intrude in your dreams because they'll just be nightmares and we don't want that. So have a nice night, guys. Be the light of the world instead of the dark. And I love you guys. You know that. Thank you for the hearts. Much love to you. Froggy, give me a... Well, how many fingers does a frog have? What? A frog has 4, right? Well, no, they're all legs, so they're toes. So, all right. High five there, Froggy. Bam! Hippie hop, don't stop. Have a good one, guys. Okay? And hopefully tomorrow, don't... And you guys, in my community post, if you guys are new, there's a image. There's an image of, I don't know who, it might be, I don't know who it is, but caption the image, okay? And it's all for fun, okay? All for fun. And, what was I going to say? Together, guys, strength in numbers. We, you and me, you, and you too. We can create a wildfire change to create I just screwed up, didn't I? Froggy, see what you made me do? I should ban you. Alright. You guys, you and me, and you. Let us create a wildfire change to diminish the darkness in the world. I know we're not going to get rid of all the darkness in the world, but we're going to finally have to get rid of it. See? With a lot of shirts like these. And this, right? There you go. Well, be safe, guys. Have your head on a swivel. Help those that are in need. Just by talking to them, seeing if they're okay. You know, do something for yourself. You deserve something for yourself. You know, do something for your Frogzilla and stuff. So anyway, just be good to each other. Be a good human. We have to bring human back into the word humanity. It's not that hard to do, guys. It really isn't. So with that, guys, I love you. Stay safe. And I'll catch you in the next one. So this is Rock Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters. I'm signing off. Later, guys. Peace. Rock on.